So, my fiance has way too many role-playing books. Like, you see this? That's not even a pin drop. Oh, keep going. Oh, there's more. Like, you don't even know. This isn't even half. Keep going. No, that hardly even counts. There's more. I know, it's piled so high you can't even see them.
I'm back here.
But there's more coming. It's coming. Yeah. Keep showing them. We're getting close now. Hi, I'm still here.
That's all the books. This is the magazines.
Oh right, there was more on the table, or the chair I mean. I forgot about those ones.
This is my entire role-playing library. And we're going to get into it a book at a time here on Retro Reviews. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Retro Reviews, where we go through my collection of Dungeons and Dragons books, talking about them individually while we're filling a bottle of water off of our water filtration unit.
Hey everybody! So I'm going to be interviewing Fen about these rule books and the time frame that he has to talk about each one is the time it takes to fill one bottle of water. So it will not be a long rambling session, I promise.
Alright, so we've got the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Complete Fighter's Handbook.
So what's this book about?
Well, in D&D you have the basic four character classes. You have fighters, you have clerics, you have thieves, and you have wizards. So, and each of those have different subclasses, and I've got some of the books for each of those. But the Complete Fighter's Handbook gives you even more subclasses.
About the fighters.
About fighters. So there's Amazons, Barbarians, Swashbucklers, Beast Riders, basically all the people that are just like, I don't have any magical powers, I don't have any fancy skills, I just hit things with my big giant weapon. So this is all about that. There's more rules about unarmed combat, new weapons, new armor rules. Basically all the stuff that helps you out with being able to kill monsters better.
Oh, where did you get this book?
This one, nope, that's not a receipt. Actually, yeah, this one's got the receipt still in it. I got it from Amazon.com.
Amazon!
Yeah, picked up this one actually when I was living at Umpy. It shipped right to the dorms. Basically, I was looking for a copy of this because there's some rules I'm going to talk about when we get to the What Do I Like section that I wanted to use for 3rd edition D&D. And I didn't have a copy of the Complete Fighters, or I did have a copy of the Complete Fighters, but I think my copy of Complete Fighters got lumped in with the Copley family collection of D&D books. So I couldn't find my copy, so I had to buy a new one.
Gotcha. So what did you really like about this book?
What I really liked about this book is they have the rules for mixing and matching pieces of armor. So if you had like the arm from a suit of full plate and a leather breastplate, leather armor, chest plate, and thanks, Roger. So if you're just having like pieces of different armor put on, it would show you what you would get for a bonus. And
So if your character is like a scavenger and finding armor from lots of different people,
Yeah.
then you know what to do with it.
Yeah. And one of my favorite animes that I ever watched was the Fatal Fury anime. And the villain was actually looking for different pieces of a legendary suit of armor. And I was like, oh, I want to do that in one of my campaigns where it's like this piece over here has this magical property, and if people could collect the whole suit of armor, they'd have like the super suit of armor. But they'd be able to get bonuses from it when they had just a piece.
Yeah, neat. So what didn't you like about this book?
The biggest problem I had with this book when I was going, I found it recently when I was rereading these, because I've been rereading all of these to be able to review them better. Amazons were done dirty in this book. The rules for playing a female Amazonian fighter, it's not like, compared to all the rest of them, all they got was like a +2 bonus to be able to their attacks and damage when they interact with men who don't know that they're Amazon warrior women. And then once they landed a strike with their, either a punch or a sword swing, that bonus goes away. It's like you just get it for the first time you hit somebody. Then after you hit somebody, they're like, oh, I realize she's an Amazon. I've got to take this fight seriously. And I'm just like,
yeah, that didn't age very well.
That didn't age very well. It's not...
A little bit sexist there.
A little bit sexist, and I think that's the flaw I found with that. And I mean, the rest of the stuff is held up pretty well. It's just that whole thing of like, yeah, no, Amazon should have had a much better representation. They should have had much more of
a real force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it should have been something more along the lines of like a Xena character instead of just a whole surprise. I'm a woman. I can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you recommend this book to other gamers?
I would recommend it if you're doing a very fighter-based advanced 2nd edition or an OSR, old school rule system game. There's definitely some ideas in here. The unarmed combat rules was something else I liked in this, because I've studied martial arts, kickboxing myself, and you don't really know what kind of like strike you're going to be able to land. So there's a random roll table, and based off of how high you roll to be able to hit somebody, it depends on what kind of attack you land. And each of them have a basic percentage for knockout. But I like that randomness because it has that fog of war. You never know what strike you're actually going to be able to land as part of the combo when you go to attack somebody. So that was really kind of cool. And yeah, there was some good stuff in here.
Yeah, cool. Are you planning to keep this book?
I am not. The stuff that I'm probably going to use out of this book, the random strike tables, those are on one of my other, on both of the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Game Master screens, so I don't need those tables. The Piecemeal Armor table, I'm planning on keeping that table for reference, but the class options are much more better represented and have better abilities in other editions of games that have come out since AD&D that have built off of it. So it's a good nostalgia piece, but you've seen my collection. I'm trying to get down to what I need to be able to run games.
Yeah.
So
this book is going up for sale.
Going up for sale.
And you would recommend it to someone who really wants to delve into that fighter
character type. Because even just reading the kits and stuff will give you a good idea of like what kind of fighter you want to play.
Okay. Any last thoughts about this book?
If you do get a copy, make sure to put your name in it, because in a lot of AD&D groups, there's always, like, we had 3 copies of this floating around, and yeah, after I lost mine and had to rebuy it, definitely would say put your name in your D&D books.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Later, everybody.